How's it going, everybody, and welcome to another top 5 video. My name is Ruffle and today we're going to be counting down the top 5 best ROM hacks of the week. Now, please understand that these are just a few out of many ROM hacks on this list, and every week, basically with the series, we'll weekly do roundups of the ROM hacks, top 5 ROM hacks that are just something new that I want to introduce to you guys. Just like brand new ROM hacks that you may have never seen before that I wish to give some attention. That's the whole purpose of this series. I want you all to understand, these are not going to be like the most popular ROM hacks on this list. If you're assuming something like Light Platinum or something like that's going to be on this list, then don't bother watching, because I'm going to be showcasing games that you've never seen. That's why we're doing this weekly, so I can showcase at the end of each week, essentially some ROM hacks you've never seen before, so you can just go and just try them out on the weekend and just, you know, give them a shot, because there are so many good ROM hacks out there that never get tried out and people never play, so I want to give them some attention. Same thing's going to go with fan games. I'm going to be doing this series every week, and I hope you guys are fine with that. So these top 5 videos are going to be every week, guys. Either way, today I want to showcase 5 ROM hacks that I think you all should check out and try out. So let's get started with number 5. Number 5. Now, coming to number 5, we're going to have ourselves Pokemon Diabound. Now, Pokemon Diabound is another Fire Red ROM hack, but it was created now in 2017, and it's pretty interesting. It features a new story, and it's not about Red, it's actually about Gold, the trainer Gold, and it's pretty interesting. So after becoming the champion, Gold essentially hardly ever finds any suitable opponents for himself, and he gets really bored, and essentially what he does is, after resting for a very long time, he decides to go to a new region, a new place with his best friend, and in this new place, known as the Yogan region, he ends up meeting or hearing about Red, that is a worthy opponent, because people keep telling Gold that Red is basically unbeatable and nobody's ever defeated him before. So Gold essentially questions himself, is he really strong like that? Is he really that strong? And he says no problem. Gold tells himself like that he's going to take him on, and by meeting Professor Oak and getting new Pokemon, he essentially goes on this new journey and also meets Green and adds him to the list of his opponents, and essentially that becomes his rival, whatever. And essentially the question is here, who's gonna be the new champion out of these 4 best trainers? You have Gold, Red, Green, and essentially, I guess, this friend of Gold's. And it's pretty interesting to see what's going to happen. Now, features that are in this game, according to the website and according to what they say, now, you know, if you play through it, you'll see if these features are quote-unquote good or not. But here are the features though. New moves, which contain 131 moves from Gen 4 and Gen 5 with fully customized animations and effects. So they have remade the effects, animations and whatnot to make their own versions of them, and they're fully custom made. It's really cool. New abilities from Gen 4 and Gen 6 actually as well, which is pretty interesting if I may say so myself. Effects have been updated, so all that stuff looks, you know, a bit updated. They've got physical, special, and status split. They've got fairy type added into this. Remember, this is a Fire Red ROM. It's a Fire Red ROM hack, so having a fairy type added is pretty cool, man. And also, of course, the new region of Yogan. Now, I definitely give this game a shot, because honestly, just the way it looks, and just by trying it out in GBA, because I haven't gotten far in it, it looks pretty interesting. I don't want to spoil anything, but I want to say it looks pretty fun, and I'm definitely going to be doing a ROM hack review on it sooner or later, but just wait for that, guys, so it will happen. But I would say, give this game a shot if you're just bored, you want to try out something new, you want to just, you know, if you really like Gold, which I personally do like Gold, I think it's a cool character, I would definitely give this a shot, lads, and I would check it out. Either way, let's go to number 4. Number 4. Now, coming next is going to be a ROM by the name of Pokemon Super Heart Red. Now, Super Heart Red is a Spanish hack of the original Fire Red, and this one was made in 2017. Now, what's really interesting about this is, though, as you guys know, there are many out there, like, you know, fan-made games out of Pokemon that are made in different languages. You have Portuguese, Italian, Spanish, and just different, even Chinese and Japanese ROM hacks that are created. But I've got to say, these creators from different countries, they really are interesting and unique. I actually played this game called, or this fan game called Pokemon Xenoverse not too long ago, and I was going to do a video on it, and I will probably do a video on it again, but it's made in Italian as far as I know, and I've got to say, for an Italian-made game, which I never thought I'd understand, I didn't understand anything of what I was playing, but I enjoyed it so much. It was so well made, and that's why I want to feature this game right here, Pokemon Super Heart Red. Even though it is a Spanish game, if you can just look past that and try to play through it, like either way, it could be fun, could be some just a cool experience to try out. But of course, it is a Spanish game, so if you want to just skip through this one and go to the next one on the list, feel free to do so. But I want to talk a bit more about this one. So let's see. It's actually described as this: the world of the Kanto region appears in front of your eyes one more time. It is the same as yesterday, or is it a completely different one? Who knows? We can only answer this by coming to this world again. And here is our favorite hero, Red, the legendary Pokemon trainer. He's here. He will conquer the Kanto region one more time by collecting the strongest Pokemon and using them in battle and fighting against anyone he wants. At first, he will need to meet and help Professor Oak, his most respectable man after his father, and his most powerful rival is no other than Green, the grandson of Oak. Red cannot know that Green will be Red cannot know that Green will be the champion he must beat later. So it's essentially just a normal Pokemon Red, essentially. It's Pokemon Red, but it's been upped a bit. It's been upped, and they've added a few cool things and Pokemon from different generations. So this is what I think is interesting. So they've got themselves, as far as I know, they've got Pokemon from Gen 1 to Gen 3 or 4. I think it's wait, actually no, I think that is actually Gen 7. What? They've actually added Gen 7. That's what I didn't understand, because they were writing it in the old school, Roman like letters. But actually they've added up towards Gen 7. Wow, okay, so they have Gen 7 Pokemon in this. Many kinds of new items. Mega Evolutions can be used by buying the stones in the Celadon market, which is really cool. They have got Gen 7 Pokemon. They've got freaking Mega Stones and Mega Evolutions, and it's so cool, man. And also new graphics, new textures, new backgrounds, all of them in the Nintendo DS style. And remember, this is a Fire Red ROM. This was made in 2017. This is so cool, man. Also, they have new TMs. Of course, that makes sense because they've added in, stuff from Gen 7, Gen 6, Gen 5. All these have been added into a Fire Red ROM. Of course, they're going to be adding in new TMs. Makes sense. And also, they increased the chance of encountering like random shiny Pokemon, which is really cool. Didn't think that was going to happen, but hey, extra, shinies, free shinies. I don't mind myself a free shiny, so that's pretty cool, man. But that's why this one comes in at this spot, because I gotta say, it's fantastic seeing a game made by someone who, by a different sort of community, the Spanish ROM hacking community, or like the outside community that, you don't think too much about every day, but they exist and they create amazing pieces of artwork. And, I say artwork, but essentially all these ROMs, all these things, they're a piece of art, and I love it, man. And that's why this one comes in at the number 4 spot. And it would have been higher if it wasn't for the fact that I just wish if it had a port in English. So if you play in English, you could actually, understand what's going on. It would make more sense for the larger audience. But then again, it probably was intended for a, Spanish audience and written by Spanish people. So it makes sense that it is that way. But I really, really do hope that somebody actually takes their time and translates this. Either way, let's go to the next one on the list, lads. Number 3. Now, coming in next is going to be Pokemon Iris version. Now, Pokemon Iris version is a hack of Fire Red as well, which a lot of these ones on the list are. Most of them are based on Fire Red, and that's what a lot of ROM hacks are when you think about it. They are all based on Fire Red. Now, essentially the story for Pokemon Iris goes like this. Long, long ago, there was a newly formed region named Iris. Nobody knows where and when it formed, but also no one knows who created it and for which reason. A big number of researchers have joined together to find the history of this place and realize what it's all meant for, but they all failed since there are so many types of Pokemon that have been living here together. Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, even Sinnoh Pokemon in this area. There are some assumptions. People said that Lugia and Celebi are the ones who created the Iris region. They've been fighting for so long and decided that who can have the rights to expand this region was the winner of them. The results of these battles haven't been decided, and so this rumor was spreaded so far that many people want to catch those two Pokemon. You are now the grandson of Ash and Misty. Okay, that's a bit different. You have no interest in the life of Pokemon, so you do not care. One day, your grandfather/grandmother tells you that you have the responsibility to save the planet like they have done in the past. Okay, you have to sign up to be a hero. Now, what this is so cool about is the fact that it's such a leap from what you would expect. So you're the grandson of Ash and Misty. The grandson, okay? That is so far off, man. And what this kind of hints towards with the whole story is that if you watch the original Pokemon movies, the movie with Celebi, the movie with Lugia, Ash and Misty, they were, I think, if I remember correctly, Ash was with Misty in that one. No, actually, no, he wasn't. I think Ash was with Misty in the first, the movie with Lugia, which was Pokemon 2000, and then Celebi was a later one. I can't remember what the movie name was, but I do remember that they've been in, like, these movies together, and, Ash and Misty have kind of, been part of this huge journey together. So having them as characters in this, and they being your grandparents who have gone through this huge journey with, Lugia and Celebi, is really cool, man. I do like that. Also, some of the features in this actual ROM hack are this: a new region, of course, a brand new region makes sense. The whole point of this is to discover what this new region is and what's the deal with it. Also, new Pokédex containing Pokemon from Gen 1 to Gen 4. So that is so cool, man. I do like that. Also, new graphics and music, and new protagonists and rivals. And of course, that makes sense. Overall, it looks like a potentially cool game. I've got to say, you should definitely check it out because it looks pretty cool, man. And I've got to say, the story. I just love the fact that you are the son of Ash and Misty. Oh, no, sorry, but you are the grandson of Ash and Misty, which is such a far-fetched thing, but I think it's so cool, man. I do like it. Either way, let's go to the next one on the list, lads. Number 2. Now, coming in next on the list is going to be a pretty interesting ROM hack, if I may say so myself, and it's going to be Pokemon The Strongest Pure White. Now, The Strongest Pure White is a Chinese hacked Pokemon game, and it's based on Pokemon Emerald from, essentially this was made in 2011 as far as I know, and it's the Chinese translated version here. Now, the maps of this game are taken from the real cities of Los Angeles of the US and the western side of things. There are oceans, beaches, and big towns, and there's like so many things in this game that are really cool, man. You're essentially invited into the International Pokemon Tournament, which contains 7 different leagues. The reward for the strongest trainer is a very big, and it's a very big reward, and only one person is chosen. Well, this is a time for you to prove yourself, and you've been training for this for so long. Now, this is really interesting. So essentially what this is a different take, and what's really cool is this was made by Chinese creators, Chinese hackers of the Pokemon community, which is really interesting, man. Now, this hack essentially goes far off from what you usually are used to. It is not what you are used to doing. It is way different, and that's what I find so intriguing about this hack. Now, you as a trainer can take on 7 different leagues, and these 7 different leagues features different, trainers and whatnot you can take on, and you have to get, to the end of the league and defeat them. That is so cool, man. And also, there are worthy rewards. You get different things for defeating these people, and it's just interesting how intricate this could be. Now, some of the features are really what just kind of stuck out to me. So they added battle backgrounds of Diamond and Pearl. Remember, this is a Emerald hack, so they've added in the backgrounds of Diamond and Pearl, added trainers from Diamond and Pearl, physical/special split, they also have TMs that can be used infinitely, which is really cool. They also have 150 new moves into Emeralds. That is pretty cool, man. New abilities from Gen 4 and 5 with items. Eggs can be hatched at level 1. Repel system from Black and White 2, which, if you guys know what that's all about, then you understand. Get XP from catching a Pokemon, which is pretty darn cool. I always love that back in a few other ROM hacks that I played. It's cool when you can actually get XP for catching a Pokemon, which I do like. Fairy type is added, and that is, of course, just a perfect thing to add in there. You can run inside buildings and houses. Of course, that's a casual thing. Day and night cycle, which is really cool. HMs are now deletable, which is just, what? That is so cool, man. Icons from Gen freaking 4 and much more, or actually Gen 5 I think the icons are from, but so much more in this game that you can actually check out, and that's why I do recommend, do go and play this, because it looks pretty interesting. Now, if it is in Chinese, you may struggle so hard, but I do see that some people mentioned there is a translated version. Try to find it, guys. If I do find it myself, I'll link it down below. If I don't find a translated version, I'm sorry, but you might have to try the Chinese one. If you don't want to try that out, we have another game on this list that you may want to check out before we go to, any conclusions. But either way, let's go to number 1 on this list, ladies and gentlemen. Number 1. Now, coming in at the number 1 spot, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be Pokemon Battle Ultimate. Now, this is a very different game, and let me explain what it's all about. So, ever imagine playing Pokemon Stadium, or do you ever like Pokemon Stadium back when you were a kid? Well, if you did like it, then this is the perfect ROM hack for you. Now, what Pokemon Battle Ultimate actually does is, this game takes you to the worldwide Pokemon tournament held in the Kanto World Stadium. This is essentially the biggest stadium, the biggest tournament in the Pokemon world, and all Pokemon trainers are looking to prove themselves here and become the Pokemon champion. But there is something really cool about the way this game works, and it's this. You begin your game with your PC having 426 Pokemon available in it. Yes, 426. You get to select 6 of them and fight for the title of Pokemon Champion, or basically, you know, champion of the Kanto region, or world champion, whatever you want to call it. These battles are not that easy though, because all your opponents will have 100 level Pokemon, or level 100 Pokemon essentially, and your job essentially is to beat these people and become the champion. Now, that's the whole premise of this game. What it does feature though is you can use Mega Evolutions right before you enter a battle, and you can also have essentially Gen 7 Pokemon in this. There is Gen 7 Pokemon. You can, like I said in the previous one I counted down for you all, you know, having Sandycast or, you know, Mimikyu or something like that, you can actually have these Pokemon, and they should be in your PC. I think most of them will be there, but it's really cool to see that this is a game that isn't in any way like your normal Pokemon games. You don't start out with, you know, a little village and you have to make your way, get all the badges, beat the Elite Four, and that sort of thing. This is legitimately just Pokemon Stadium, but in GBA and ROM hack form, which is so cool, man. But that's why it comes in #1 spot, guys. It's a very unique and different game. I want to showcase it. But either way, that's going to be the end of the video. If you guys want to check out these games, then go to the links in the description for the download links and check out these games. They're all for the GBA, so get yourself Visual Boy Advanced if you want to play them. That's all you will need, and that's about it for the video, guys. If you did enjoy, then smash the like button below, subscribe for future videos and top 10s and top 5s and such things on this channel, and I will catch you all the next time. Bye-bye.